All right. Nice starting position. Wow, very instant and dynamic right off the bat. I don't know if that was someone that one group was slightly off or it was a ripple. Okay, we're on screen. Yep. Nice use of asymmetry. Nice textures. Great use of asymmetry. The intro of the song sounded like something from a Sonic the Hedgehog game, I'm not gonna lie. BINI is from the Philippines. I love the use of the shapes and the textures. Nice, very interesting travel choreography. Nice. Wow, good dynamics and interactive choreography there. Good use of levels. Nice use of directions and splitting the floor. That's another great way of like making your choreography unique or make it feel different just by changing directions. And and from what I know, this is one of their older tracks from 3 years ago. So, because Temper Tantrum and I have already been reacting to some of their like newer stuff. I don't know if it was nice use of the pickup, good use of the floor, going from stage right to the center. Hey, nice musicality. I like the dance breakdown. Let's go. Ooh, okay, nice musicality. The shapes were a little messy there. But I appreciate a dance breakdown, especially like we already know that these artists can sing and dance, but just to give a section where like, oh, let's show off how well we can really dance. And those are live vocals too, damn. Yeah. Oh, they're still going for that. Man, they're still going. Okay. I could definitely see that how far along they've come. The dancing, I think, has always been there. Because I don't know, because again, I have zero context in terms of like how far they've come, like in terms of their training. But it's cool to see like they were good already and they're only getting better. With the recent release, like the recent thing we saw, from Cherry on Top. Again, fantastic use of of blocking, of staging, of how they lead the eye from one side of the stage to the other, of textures. I like how they use, particularly for this one, the use of like just arching motions to really add a little bit of atmosphere into the movement. And I also isolated it so it's just the live performance. So just hearing them sing and dance at that level is always impressive. Yeah, and it's a random thing is like I like talking throughout all these things because that's kind of what I got in terms of the competition scene. Like, so like whenever I do my competitions, there's actual judges that would actually have tapes talking about and reacting to the actual thing live. So what I'm essentially doing is essentially treating it like as a quote unquote competition judge. Like they would just react and share thoughts on the fly and then give final thoughts at the end. And then for us, like when we would get these reviews as part of our score sheets. I digress, but going back to that, I think it's a nice. I only got a little bit of a glimpse of like the top and the bottom, but it's nice to see when it's almost like a 1-to-1, because a dance practice video is just, even though they're singing and whatnot, like, or even like lip syncing and whatnot, but or the majority of the focus is dancing. It's different when you're actually on stage, or you're having to perform the shit out of that song along with the dancing. Hope you're enjoying the reaction to BINI, Kapit Lang. Head on over to the Patreon if you have requests on videos you want me to react to, and exclusive content such as Street Man Fighter, Street Woman Fighter, and Road to Kingdom. Back to the video. Okay, this is where I get to be a full-on dance nerd. Okay. First off, it looks like they're ghosts. What's happening here? Oh, it's because it's a fucking logo. I thought this was part of the backdrop. Okay, so first off, in their starting positions, I like, in terms of their starting positions, I like where they're at in terms of looking away, seeing the connection. It's almost like a bridge kind of action happening here. It's definitely a good, intriguing, unique starting position. Because again, forever who's watching me for the first time, I usually see the starting position as like the thumbnail of the dance. Like if it's head down and it's generic, it might be like, okay. But if it's something like this, it's like, ooh, what's gonna happen? And then after that, we go into the 5 seconds, the hook, see how well we bring them in. Usually the main thing for that is like, how can you get people to care, get intrigued with your artistry? Because at the end of the day, these are still artists. So how do we get them intrigued with your dancing, with your singing, with your performance? So with that, let's get into the first 5 seconds. Wow, high energy right off the bat. So so there's several ways in terms of hooking the audience. You can start off with a very high energy move, like a backflip. You can start off with all acting, which is no choreography. It's just you just being like, yeah, I'm cool, watch me, and all that shit, and then bring up the energy. Or you can start off with like something ethereal. It's a combination of choreography and acting, which can be, I'd say, be more here. But I'd say for this, it's definitely high energy because it's going off like right off the bat. Like it snaps right into the choreography. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2. Yeah. So, because this is all just strictly movement. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit this level to do this look. Go to this spot. All that kind of stuff. So, those are, I'd say, 3 different ways you can hook the audience in the first 5 seconds. So definitely a strong hook because it goes right off the bat. They're like, oh. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice use of levels here, by the way, like because we have the standing level and sitting level, and then nice even spacing as well. 5, 6, 7. I like that pathway that they did right here. Boom. Here, this little hit, round, grab the head, extend, grab, pull up. 5, 6. I like this little almost like duck beak thing that they did. Ooh, that was so fast. Da da na 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 with that. Da da na 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 na. Ooh, and she said lunge. Boom. So open, close. So it's close, together, body roll. And then she does an upper body roll. She has to really lean forward to come front. And then we do that of a chest pop or a little bit of a shimmy. Nice use of asymmetry. And I like how they bring the artist like from the middle of the scene. And this is a very interesting use of asymmetry right here as well. Nice pickup. This is such an interesting interesting place for a pickup. So instead of like because the choice is like here and these other three, instead of like, you know, the whole group picking up or just whole side picking up. So I think it just, for me, it's like, oh, that's an interesting choice, like of like this, because they're in the, again, they're in the middle of the scene, so to speak. Ooh, that's so fast. Da, 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 da. Again, great asymmetry here. So let's assume that's center, and the center is here at the bottom. Boom, boom. So we got 3 here and 5 here. Great use of asymmetry, and again, taking away the connection by removing eye contact. Again, there's so much power in eye contact. Nice traveling from here, from almost like slightly stage left, walk off, almost like she's gonna do like a jazz walk, but slides back to come to meet up with this group. But then since she goes there, she boom causes this dynamic to happen. So much intricacies in the floor work, in the dynamics, in the formations. So boom, they're doing their atmospheric choreography. Boom, she connects. They split off. Now they're connected and they're doing their thing. It's really like seamless. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Great, love this complementing shapes right here. But okay. So, and then this too, like I found this super interesting of like doing this kind of blooming kind of movement, but with this such strong asymmetry. Because usually you see this type of movement where everything is symmetrical, so that way you like the same amount of people here and both on stage right and stage left, and it's usually on center, not off center like this. Nice. Do. So nice use of the levels on the ba 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 boom, that clap clap ba. Nice intentional fingerography right there. So it's kind of a nice breather movement as well. Shape wise, boom, and I'm trying to, because this feels like there's a little bit more hit. I can't tell. There's something that feels uneven about the sways here. I can't tell right now. Oh, wow. Great dynamic there. Boom. Cover the eyes. Switch. Ba. Great way of reconnecting as well. Da da da. Or no. Or arching it around. That's really cool dynamic right there. Okay, nice tick. Look at the textures and the shapes. But the concepts are really good. But like I like the ticking happening with them as they're opening, but also using the hips as well. Tick, 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 to do this like counting down, and then almost like a Jack in the Box kind of a vibe. That boom. And but then melt it back in. Oh, why did that feel weird on this side? Her baggy. There's a little bit of bounce right here happening right there. See that? With the back. It felt like there was an extra and count there when it shouldn't have, which made it. Which why I was like, someone off here. So it's one of those things of like wardrobe, like that's why wardrobe can, if it's fitted, there's less likelihood of that, but it shows silhouette, but it doesn't have that extra ump. Baggy clothes adds a little bit of that extra ump if you're hitting it, if you're doing the choreography well. Because if you're dancing small, you might look like you're swimming in your clothes. But the downside also with baggier clothes is that the silhouettes get a little drowned out. And there's sometimes that extra unwanted overlapping action like that right there, because which makes the choreography unintentionally look a little messier because there's extra movement. 5, 6, da, da, 1, da. Love that. Da, da, very, very subtle on that. Da, I like that idea with the up trace. Can't tell what's happening with her fingers, but it's clever. This right here, not a fan of this. This movement feels a little forced and a little awkward. 1 and a 2, because I'm having a hard time seeing what's happening here, and it just, yeah, for me it kind of falls in the realm of choreography. But again, shouts out to the choreographer. I'm just a random person here talking about it on the internet. So 7, 8. So that was great use of blocking and staging with the choreography. So we had from showing from here to here, and with all these other complementing performers. Oops, God, I missed my wake up. I haven't gotten another one, but like everyone taking their turn. It's nice. It's because it's a clever way of, one, getting rest for the ones that aren't dancing, but also great way of just commanding the eye where to look, and really taking your eye on a visual journey. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and that hit or whip or the crack. But let's see. No, that's perfect. That's fine. For some reason, I felt like just my first initial watch, I just felt like it didn't hit, but it hits. Bah, da. Wow, this is like the dance break right here, right? Ooh, okay, nice use of the levels right there. Boom, pull, boom, drop. Shouts out to her for being the one to do the choreography in a different level. Nice sliding transition for everyone. Okay, da 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 da. Let's see those angles. Ba da da. Slight differences right there. Da da. Travel. Hit and hit. Ooh, ooh. This is the part where I thought it was a little messy. Yeah, da 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 da. It's also like very big movements in a very short amount of time. I remember it is more essentially like competition choreography at this point, but the shapes are a little bit off. Step. I'm guessing these arms are supposed to be parallel here. Okay, and then wrap it around. Yeah, see, like there's a nice big wrap. So she didn't extend as high as she could, but she's trying to, she hit her timing. But see that she hits that, but nice clean parallels there. Round the head into the elbow. That's so fast. My God. Da, 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 da. I mean, it's not impossible. It's like it's very like do 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 do. Woo. Yeah. So that was a little messy on that. And I feel like that's something like only like really dancers can really appreciate, because of the quick musicality. Not only dancers, but the dancers can immediately appreciate. Ooh, do. That was super subtle on the do. Not subtle in terms of like the movement, but like at least for this version of the audio I'm listening to, yeah. Do. I will say that they've definitely come a long way in terms of the choreography. I think that this video, when I saw it on YouTube, was like 3 years ago. What happened there? What is this movement? Round. What? Oh, okay. It's supposed to be like a clock. Okay, let me see how that looks on the... It's happened way too fast for me to even read it. Dot dot dot. I think that was too. I think it could have been slowed down a little bit. I see where it's going though. Yeah. Nice ending. Yep. All right. Okay, so dope. That's one thing I have not done enough is talking about the ending pose. So they ended with a photo here with like nice ending formation here with hand positioning here, looking at the cat with looking towards the audience and with a body turned and yeah. Okay, relative to the stuff I've recently seen, I think this was like okay, but then it's definitely come a long way, like in terms of their growth. It's just huge props to them. Also, really awesome hearing the vocals, the wardrobe. Like in terms of this, I feel like it felt a little. I'm not a fan of it. One, because I think it's getting drowned out like crazy from this background as well. Look how wild it is. So we got like pastel versions of primary colors. So we got like what is that? Some version of a yellow, like fade, like a light blue and maybe pink, not even pink, and then fighting against these other much louder colors of a much more prominent red. Then we got these patterns. So I feel like it kind of gets drowned out, but also like I'm just not a fan of the look. I don't know. It just didn't. I don't think it complemented the vibe entirely. That's just me though. It's not just the colors. I just don't think the look suited the vibe, what they're dancing. I would much more rather them perform with this because I thought it just looked way better. But then again, that's just me. That's my preference. And then this is why I'm not the one picking wardrobe. I'm not a fashion guy. This is just a preference of like, oh, cool. This one definitely I think has a little bit more swag into it. I think that looks good. Maybe a version of this. The one down here, I'm personally not a fan of. I don't know. Maybe I just don't have a fan of like dancing in tracksuits because the whole thing of b-boys wearing tracksuits is kind of a meme. It might be my bias against that. So, but other than that, the choreography was dope. But there's a couple things that were like got a little messy. But yeah, that's it.